So the soft guy era is the rise of the beautiful ones from the mouse Utopia. For those of you that don't know what the mouse Utopia is, it's an experiment that was conducted around 50 to 60 years ago by a researcher named John Calhoun. He basically took a group of mice and he put them in this large environment where the only restriction was space. They had unlimited amounts of food and water, and the population would increase rapidly, actually doubling over short periods of time. And then, after all the social roles were filled within the mouse utopia, it began to break down. We began to see population decline, and eventually went extinct. He repeated the experiment numerous times, and it failed numerous times. And there was a group of mice that actually emerged during these experiments. They were named the beautiful ones. They were a group of mice that essentially walked away from society, walked away from the utopia, while other mice had scars on them from fighting and competing for females. Other male mice, the beautiful ones on the other hand, they basically were well known for their shiny coats, and all they did was eat, sleep, poop, and groom themselves. And no matter what the scientists did, even by removing them from the mouse utopia and transplanting them to other environments where there were no restrictions on space, and he tried to re-socialize them, they still refused to reproduce with women, to engage with society, and continue to walk away. Let's go ahead and jump into the video because I want you guys to check it out. But before we do, I want you to see the comment that one of my subscribers left, Leonidas. He's also one of my members on the channel. Thank you very much for supporting the channel for so long, Leonidas. And if you guys want to support the channel, you can hit the join button down below to become a member and help support the channel, and also get a cool little badge next to your name. He says, angry is one of the beautiful ones, teaching other men how to live off the state and be beautiful one too. I do have a course coming out for you guys where we're going to be teaching you how to reduce your cost of living, how to basically cut back and, subsidize your living using the state and available resources, because there's no reason why you should be wasting all of this money on food and for clothing and for household items. You guys, listen to me. You don't need to go shopping at Walmart, all right? You can go shopping at the Salvation Army. You can go shopping at some pantries. There's a lot of places. I'm not giving it all away, but there's a lot of places you can go shopping. You don't have to do any of this, all right? It's the same exact stuff. You don't need to be out here spending this kind of money, all right? If you're paying for healthcare right now, stop it. Stop playing yourselves, all right? Stop playing yourselves. You don't need to pay for healthcare. I don't care if you're making $10,000 or $100,000. You don't need to be out here paying for healthcare. We can work on we can work towards reducing that to the point where you will get free healthcare and excellent healthcare at that. All right. You will not be paying for medication. You will get everything and anything you need from the state. So we're going to have that course going up for you guys very, very soon. It's just because I've been kind of stressed out, and it's like you're just like, whatever, bro. But I have the courses there for you. I think I have a lot of courses that are coming for you, including the crypto courses. The crypto courses are already done. They've been done for a long time, and it's just literally just putting them up. But yeah, all of that stuff is coming for you guys. You're going to learn how to get your money off the state so that you could, you don't have to do any of this nonsense, because we are in our soft guy era. Let's go ahead and just jump into the video where it illustrates a bit more about what the beautiful ones are. And now you can see that there is a strong correlation between the soft guy era, men walking away, and the beautiful ones.
In a unique experiment that took years to complete, Dr. Calhoun used white mice to study population growth and its effects on individual behavior.
The following is about a mice utopia that became a rodent hellhole,
complete with cannibalism in a race of mice known as the beautiful ones.
In 1962, John B. Calhoun laid out the specifics of his mice utopia dystopia experiment in a paper called Population Density and Social Pathology.
But Calhoun's obsession with the question of overpopulation leading to extinction didn't stop there. In 1972, he devised his 25th iteration of rodent housing with Universe 25, a 101 square inch tank, or 2.5 meters, enclosed by walls 54 inches high or 1.37 meters high.
Each of the 16 walls had a stairwell soldered to it in the form of vertical mesh tunnels. Horizontal corridors opened off each stairwell, leading to nesting boxes, and there was an endless supply of food and clean water, as well as material to nest with.
Moreover, the universe was regularly cleaned, and the temperature never deviated from 68 degrees Fahrenheit. It was a predator-free, all-you-can-eat buffet of life, a true utopia, well, except for the prison-like structure itself.
Out of this universe rose groups of mice known as the beautiful ones. Mice who retreated to their apartments to meticulously groom themselves and gorge on food, while below them the masses were entangled in a clutch of violence.
So where did it all go wrong?
After 4 breeding pairs settled in their new digs, they began to reproduce. Every 60 days the population doubled, and soon the utopia began to sour. There was plenty of room, but mice crowded into certain eating and sleeping compartments, which led to overpopulation in these areas, resulting in some serious aggressive behavior.
The violence escalated so much that soon random acts of violence were perpetrated among the rodent population, with the majority of mice entering a kind of freak-out mode, ceasing to engage in day-to-day activities like mating.
And while some dealt with population pressure by becoming antisocial and retreating to the corners, like the beautiful ones, others engaged in pansexual behavior with one another.
Female mice withstood attacks and aggressive mating behavior, eventually abandoning their offspring, some of whom were attacked by their mothers or cannibalized by other mice, even though there was plenty of food to go around.
In the 1970s, an era that was experiencing unprecedented population growth, Calhoun's findings seemed to support a doomsday scenario for humans. Books like Population Bomb and movies like Soylent Green all warned of an end to the human race through overpopulation.
And the rodent's descent into cannibalistic madness seemed like a likely model.
Except that Calhoun's experiment and the human model of life isn't exactly apples to apples. For the most part, we humans have agency, meaning that there isn't some organism larger than us scooping us up and forcing us to live in an enclosed tank from which there is no escape.
And psychologist John Friedman presented the argument that it's not necessarily overpopulation that was the problem with Universe 25. Instead, it was the increased level of social interaction that drove the mice mad. Not to mention the fact that the mice born into Universe 25 didn't form the kinds of social bonds they normally would.
The big bummer is that even when the population began to decrease, the mice weren't able to return to normal activities like mating. They simply died off.
So besides inspiring paranoia in humans that we're all going to turn into pansexual cannibals when the population reaches a certain number, a couple of positive results came out of the experiment.
First was the discovery that not all rodents went berserk. There were some who adapted, even thrived among the chaos. And Calhoun created 100 more versions of Universe 25 to draw out this trait, trying to create what he called high-velocity mice, with the hope that he could apply this rodent creativity to the human problems of population density.
The second was the beloved film The Secret of Nim, which was originally a children's book about super intelligent rats escaping the National Institute of Mental Health.
So what became of the beautiful ones? Calhoun removed a group of them and put them in an enclosure with fewer mice and more space, plus a lifetime of clean water and food. The expectation was that they would revert to normal behaviors.
But the effects of societal collapse were irreversible, something called the behavioral sink, the point of no return. And Calhoun saw this with the beautiful ones, who continued to groom their days away, forever oblivious to one another. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out these 3 videos as well.
Guys, that was absolutely incredible. I hope you enjoyed that amazing breakdown, because that basically illustrates everything that we are seeing right now, where men are completely walking away from Western society, relationships in Western society, and instead focusing on eating, sleeping, pooping, playing video games, and enjoying their lives, and only working as hard as they have to, or as much as they have to survive and thrive, and do nothing else. This video actually came from the How Stuff's Work channel. I'll link to the channel below. You can go check it out. And if you want to watch the video again, you can also check out the video. I'll link both of them. But I mean, guys, that's the reality. And as you can see, a lot of it was caused by too much social interaction as space became very, very limited. You had more of the mice crowding one another. And doesn't this not remind us kind of social media? So all the social roles are filled. All the social roles are filled. Social media is rampant because there's way too much intercommunication. But then at the same time, the mice are forming less positive or less relationships than they ever did before. So the family unit breaks down. And what ends up happening? You have a group of mice that completely walk away. They don't care that the world is burning around them. They basically decided they're going to live off the state stop competing for anything, and just enjoy themselves for the rest of their days. Do you remember who did it, guys? Now keep in mind that artificial intelligence is on the way. The robots are on the way, boys. The robots are on the way. AI is on the way. And women don't understand the absolute danger of AI. But guess what? We have Futurama once again to help us understand.
She doesn't really love you. She can't. She's just a machine that...
Stay away from our women! You've got metal fever, boy! Metal fever!
Well, so what if I love a robot? It's not hurting anybody.
My God! He never took middle school hygiene. He never saw the propaganda film.
It's just lucky I keep a copy in the VCR at all times. Ordinary human dating. It's enjoyable and it serves an important purpose. But when a human dates an artificial mate, there is no purpose, only enjoyment. And that leads to tragedy.
Neato, a Marilyn Monroe bot.
Ooh, you're a real dreamboat.
Billy every teen.
Harmless fun? Let's see what happens next.
Billy, do you want to walk your dog?
No thanks, Mom. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to get a paper route and earn some extra cash?
No thanks, Dad. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to come over tonight? We could make out together.
Gee, Mavis, your house is across the street. That's an awfully long way to go for making out.
Did you notice what went wrong in that scene? Ordinarily, Billy would work hard to make money with his paper route. Then he'd use the money to buy dinner for Mavis, thus earning a slim chance to perform the reproductive act. But in a world where teens can date robots, why should he bother? Why should anyone bother? Let's take a look at Billy's planet a year later. Where are all the football stars? And where are the biochemists? They're trapped in the soft, vice-like grip of robot lips. All civilization was just an effort to impress the opposite sex. And sometimes the same sex. Now, let's skip forward 80 years into the future. Where's Billy?
Farewell!
The next day, Billy's planet was destroyed by aliens. Have you guessed the name of Billy's planet? It was Earth. Don't date robots!
Now, guys, as you can see, Billy actually lived a really good life. In fact, Billy was living his best life. It's an unfortunate reality. But if we jump into the video and we actually jump back a little bit, you can see right here that while the world was just, everything fell apart. They jumped forward 18 years. So let's say Billy was around 15 or 16, because that's usually around the age when people start hooking up. He was probably around 16 years old. Okay, get a paper out, all of that, maybe hooking up with Mavis. Yeah, he was about 16 probably. So he died at the ripe old age of right around 95, 96 years old. He lived a damn good life. His society collapsed around him, but he did not care at all. He had everything he needed to survive, food to eat, a place to sleep, a Monroe bot to give him absolute amounts of happiness. Keep in mind, guys, Sims are very simple. Sims are very, very simple. All they really care about is, they're weak men. So all they care about is having their caveman needs met. Women don't comprehend this, that a simp will turn on them for a robot. Modern women do not realize. They don't realize that if given the options, if given the opportunity, all right, a simp will turn on them for the robots and will begin demanding that the robots be given human rights and prioritized over modern women. And they'll start saying that the women, that the robot is alive and the robot loves them and they love the robot. Guys, you think I understand Sims much better than you understand. A lot of you understand Sims. Sims that cannot change and will not change. There's something wrong with them. No amount of suffering or pain can snap them out of it. Sometimes the only thing that makes a difference is when They finally learned their lesson, but they're still simps. Like they're still gonna be simps, but after going through, like, there was one dude who left a comment on my channel, and he said that he had gone through 6 marriages. He's been married 6 times, and he remarried two of his ex-wives, and now he's basically walked away, and he's learned his lesson. And yeah, definitely don't get married, don't get married, don't have children, don't get into relationships. Guys, 6 marriages, 6 marriages, remarried 2 of his exes at that. This man did not learn his lesson. How he's still walking, I do not even know. But that's an example of a legendary simp. That's a legendary simp where no amount of pain or suffering can teach him a lesson. This is a man who refused to learn his lesson. Look at the life that Billy lived. Billy lived a damn good life and a damn full life. If you notice earlier in the video, when the prospect of going over to Mavis's came up, Mavis basically came over to Billy's house, and instead of Billy having to try to court her, Mavis realized that Billy had now got into a relationship with a robot. In her desperation, she comes over and begins offering herself up without asking for anything in return. Because at this point, Billy's not going to buy her dinner. He has no need to. Billy doesn't even want to leave his room to go over to her house where her parents are. Guys, think about the logistics of this. She said, "Do you want to come over to my house to get physically intimate in my bedroom?" Why? And his parents were standing there, guys. Yes, I know this is a recreation, but think about the logistics here. The fact of the matter is that Billy's parents realized what was happening. Billy had disengaged from society and reality and was focusing entirely on his robot. Okay? The girl, she realized that Billy had completely given up on her and had no longer had any need for her. So she's starting to offer up the only thing of value that she can think of, which is, physical intimacy. But now he has his perfect and ideal woman, so she cannot compete with the robot. Okay? So Billy's like, why would I go outside? Why would I even cross the street for you? Why would I even cross the street for you? Why would I cross the street for you when I've got my robot who's always in perfect condition, always looks perfect, always smells good, is always ready to go, and is programmed to completely meet my every need, every desire, every want, and never argue with me, make me feel insecure, or cause any problems in my life. A guy can live comfortably. Someone said this: a man can live comfortably at the side of the road in a shoebox. And it's the absolute reality that we live in. Men don't need much to survive. It's women that need all of that junk. And women did it to themselves. They did it to themselves, and now they're facing the consequences of their actions as men completely abandon society. We are absolutely the beautiful ones, and I am leading my people to the promised land, okay? Which is away from this BS, okay? Walk away. You know what the promised land is? A stress-free life, okay? Putting the stress out. It doesn't matter if the world's burning around you. Go inside, have a cold beer, or I don't drink alcohol anymore. Maybe one day, but I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I absolutely miss pot. I really do. But if I smoke, I don't work. Guys, for those of you that remember, like years ago, like before I had this channel, because I've been here almost 10 years now. Like some of you would notice, like I'd disappear for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even sometimes for like a couple of months. Yeah, it's because I was smoke. It's because of the pot. It was because of the pot. Like I'd smoke a little pot, and then a couple of months would slip by. A couple of months would slip by, and then I would come back after those months had slipped by. Like I'm telling you, guys, you have to be very careful with pot. Pot is it's a strange thing. No one is going to go out there and commit a crime over some pot. The problem that's the problem with pot. That's the problem with pot, actually. You actually have to have energy, and you have to have drive to actually do these things. Pot takes away a lot of it takes away your energy, and it takes away your drive. A lot of people say, well, they feel energized while using it, but that's not the truth. A lot of people cannot function while using it, and it's not for everyone. And when I used to use that stuff, like listen, days, weeks, and months would slip by. Okay, I could lose a half a year to just some pot. I'm just telling you, because and that's men don't need a lot to survive. We do not need a lot to survive. And then when you as now you have these men who are walking away from society, they make just enough money to survive and thrive and do nothing and do nothing else. And men are, and I'm teaching I'm gonna teach you I'm teach y'all how to live off the system, because I don't want to see y'all out here breaking your backs for people who don't care about you. Okay, these people don't care about you. Have just enough to survive and thrive, and nothing for and no more for anyone else. Okay, that's how it is. That's how it is. All right. Stay beautiful. Yo, I like that. Stay beautiful. Guys. I've got to find a way to introduce that in here. You know, stay beautiful. Oh my gosh, as a reference to the beautiful ones. Stay beautiful. All right. We are in our stay soft guy era, so stay beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna write that down. Stay beautiful. Guys, don't forget I have another channel called Men Walking Away, where I discuss the same topics that I discuss on this channel. If you're enjoying the content on this channel and you want even more videos like this video, head over to the Men Walking Away channel. There's a link to the Men Walking Away channel in the description of the video. Go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Support my work. There's a new video released on that channel every single day. And I also have another channel called Angry, where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. There's a link to that channel in the description of the video as well. So you can subscribe to the Angry channel and the Men Walking Away channels. Both channels are linked in the description. What do you guys think regarding this? Soft guy era is the rise of the beautiful ones from the mouse Utopia. I want to hear your opinion on this, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. Just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. You guys have been calling it Men with Attitudes, like NWA, instead of NWA, MWA, Men with Attitudes. And cheers. Stay beautiful.